How's it, everybody? This is the story about Tamuras. I worked at Tamuras. I had taken Tamuras, it's a liquor store in Ikahi Park. And I had another job. I worked at Castle Hospital full time in the morning. But I took this job at Tamuras. It was 2 or 3 nights a week and weekend mornings. And so I started there, and I had been there probably 3 days maybe so far. And, I had heard little bits and pieces of strange things from Michelle, who was the manager at the time, and then little bits and pieces from some other people. And Michelle was the night manager, and I was there until closing. I was the cashier, and Tamuras has a poke case in the back, and so it's open until we close. I think we closed at like 10 or 10:30, something like that. I can't remember. But what would happen at closing was the boys that worked in the poke counter, they would clean everything up, and then they had all this stuff that they had to take out to the dumpster or stuff out to the recycling bin that was outside behind the shopping center. So you had to go out our back door and then down a hallway and then out the back door to the shopping center. And at closing, Michelle, she was in the front office right by the cash register, and she would go in there and lock herself in there and do the money. Do all the money, close out the drawer, all that kind of stuff. And so she was locked in there. She locked herself in there because security. And but there was a big window, so you could see her. And so as the cashier, my job was to sort of tidy things. So you went to the beer coolers and you stocked them so that all the beer was front facing. And then you went down all the aisles, and whatever was sold, you'd pull it forward so that all the bottles were lined up and all even. And so I had done that. I had done the beer cooler and gone up and down every aisle, pulled all the bottles to the front. And one of the things I had to do was I had to get a big one of those dust mops, and you had to run it down through everything. So I had done the beer, I had done all the bottles, so I went to go and get the dust mop, and the boys were outside. Michelle was locked in her office. I could see her. And so I'm going up and down the aisles with this dust mop. I get to the second to the last aisle, and there's a bottle sitting right in the middle of the aisle, just sitting in the aisle all by itself. Now I know I did every single aisle. So what's that bottle doing there? And I look, Michelle's still in the office. I put the bottle back, but then I go to the back door and I look, and the boys are still out there. They're out by the recycle bin. They're smoking cigarettes. So there's nobody else in there. So it's like, okay, well, there's a bottle in the middle of the aisle. So, okay, whatever. I had already put it back. So I keep going with this dust mop. And as I'm passing by the poke case, it's glass. And as I'm passing by it, I see the reflection of a man with overalls on. And he's pushing one of these dust mop things that I'm pushing. And I see him, but he's not there. He's not there by me. He's just reflected in the case. So, and he didn't see me. It was like he was just doing his work. I don't know, maybe it was a janitor from before or something. I don't know. But, so I see him, and I never saw him again after that. I didn't work there that long, though. So that night, when we're all POW, we all go outside, and we always waited for each other, so nobody was in there by themselves. We go outside, everybody's, some people had to drive to town to go home. Some people were waiting for rides. And so the people that smoked cigarettes that didn't want to smoke in their car, they were out in front smoking. And so we just sort of hung out just for a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes. And so I told them about that bottle and about seeing that man. And Michelle just starts shaking. She just starts shaking. She's like, I don't want to know. She don't want to hear about it. So, but then she's like, okay, what? And so I told her the story, and the boys were there. I told them the story too. And so then they start sharing stories. And apparently Tamuras and Aikahi's got a ghost. So, yeah, that's the Tamura story. Hope you liked it. Thanks for watching. Aloha.